the the DC EU power scale
Yes,
is about to be
Oh.
Black Adam. I don't know. What the hell did The Rock say? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Does
I
anybody
thought you
remember?
were like, yeah, there was the tagline they brought up like when they're advertising the movie, when it's like there's a new force in the DCEU, a new contender for.
Hold on, let me see if I can
dominance
actually
or something. I don't
pull the
fucking know.
quote. But anyway, August, what do you think happened in Black Adam?
Yeah, so this whole story is
What's up, TV13?
hilarious because to our audience, I was the one who was like, yeah, let's watch Black Adam this week. And guess who watched Black Adam? Or guess who didn't watch Black Adam this week, but everyone else did.
Oh, you mean last week? Actually,
yeah.
You had 2 weeks to watch it.
It all blends together at this point. But yeah. So I watched almost everything but Black Adam, but I did not watch the Adam Noir. Yeah, but no, it looked good. I made it. I tried. I tried to Black Friday, or I did Six Festfully Black Friday. This day, this fine day. I traded my Black Adam for Black Friday. And I picked up a cool item.
Is that in Friday After Next, or?
Yeah. I secured the bag, so to speak, but at the same time, I lost the ability to watch Black Adam because there just wasn't enough time. But that's the excuse.
That's how this story relates to Black Adam review. Oh.
Yeah.
I should have known.
I could have gone with the dog ate my homework, but I neither have a dog nor could he have possibly eaten my.
It would have a real hard time chewing through a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Well, the hierarchy. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. That's what The Rock said.
Yeah, no, it looked good. As I said, I watched about half an hour of the movie before I fell asleep.
What do you think?
It was good. It was good. I was a good half hour.
What do you think happened?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So this is our new.
What do you think happened in Black Adam?
Punishment game. Our new rule that if you don't watch the movie, we have to keep asking you questions about what you think happened in the movie.
I don't know if it's...
I guess I'm skipping every movie from now on.
Yeah.
Damn. What do you think happened in this movie, August? I'm just curious since you didn't watch it.
I think Black Adam is really just an analogy for the class struggle. You know what I mean? Between the haves and the have-nots.
Yep. Actually, you know what? Go on.
Taken from the lens of dialectical materialism. No. No. So yeah, no. I'm so tired. Yeah. So Black Adam looked cool. I have no idea what happens. I got to the point where The Rock passed out, which is again the opening 20 minutes of the movie. He wakes up and then he's shit talking to Kid because the kid's all doing kid shit oh, you a superhero. Oh, yada, 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 yada. Oh, Black Adam, you're so cool. Oh, Black Adam has been 5,000 years. And Black Adam's like, what 5,000 years, bro? Why I've been asleep so long? And that's about the time I did. Because I went to sleep.
I need your prediction for what happens at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
What do you think happens at the end?
So, I think the real Black Adam was the friends we made along the way. But also, yeah, I mean, he makes friends along the way. You know what I mean? He learns that it's not just about him being a hero. It's about him working with a team. Because, originally in the beginning, they set up the Justice Society to take him down. But he realizes that even though he's better than all those guys, it's the friendship that actually makes him a better hero. And yeah, I mean, that's how Black Adam gets a crew, you know what I mean? And everybody needs a crew. That's the lesson Superman learned in Justice League. He learned he needed a crew. So kind of parallels.
Just like One Piece.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're only as strong as your crew, no matter how strong you are.
I mean,
well, like have you seen the Great American Classic, Fast and the Furious? It's the same lesson Vin Diesel learns every movie.
I mean,
they're not family.
Yeah, it's about family, right?
But I mean, like, you know, they became family over the course of several movies.
Mm-hmm.
And The Rock was also in that franchise. So again, you know,
yeah. But what about the singular Black Adam movie?
Yes. So I'm saying, yeah, he gets a crew.
It all goes around, right?
And he wins.
And then he races off into the sunset, right?
Yeah. And they play that really sad song because what's his name died? The guy from Fast and the Furious. That song was a jam. All I gotta say, Charlie Puth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. You know what?
All right,
I'll take it. I like it.
Can you imagine, can you imagine, like, I want to see the superhero movie where like there's a superhero that can totally fly, but he loves cars so much, so instead of like flying off into the sunset, he just hops in a car and drive away. And like they're like, dude, can't you fly? And he's like, yeah, but this is cooler. And he's not wrong, because who doesn't love just cruising around in a fucking Lambo, right?
Is it like...
I feel like the ability to fly is a little bit cooler than driving a car.
I mean, a lot of people would really like to fly.
Yeah, until they realize how fucking cold it is going like 60 miles per hour at like
Bring
the speed
a jacket,
of fucking sound.
dude.
Jacket's not gonna help you there, man. It's just gonna be suck.
Fine, a windbreaker.
A bomber.
I forgot those 90s windbreakers are like create a magical field that is impervious to all wind. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's the sound they make. They're like swoop, 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 swoop. That's the protection in action. That's how you know it's working.
No, that's the sound of someone's thighs rubbing together.
That's how you know it breaks the wind, though.
That's how you know
it's a real windbreaker.
That's how you know it breaks, because if it breaks,
that's how you know it's a certified true windbreaker status.
If it rubs the thighs, if it makes the noise, then it break the wind. Got you.
It do.
It makes perfect sense. August, I want to tell you, like, I feel like you hit on. I'm gonna be real with you. I think you hit on some stuff that happens, but not really, but kind of.
So give me some hints. Give me some, like,
it was in the same
ballpark
hemisphere.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you were a little more specific with your predictions, but
yeah. Well, so like, give me some like leading questions.
Does anyone? Do you think anybody dies in this movie?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, so they could do like a late an 80s, like the bad 80s movie trope where they always kill the black guy, and like I'm gonna be real sad because I'm actually a pretty big Aldous Hodge fan. Like I liked him ever since like the OG days of like Leverage. I don't know if any of y'all watched Leverage, but Leverage
wasn't that like a TV show?
It
was on for a little while.
Yeah, it was a TV show. It's written by the same dude who like wrote The Librarians. Actually, I think Dean Devlin produced. But like, long story short, it was kind of like a whole like Robin Hood thing. It was like a heist movie every week. Like if you like Ocean's 11, they did that every week. But they like stole from the rich and like helped the poor, and like it was just chill stuff. But yeah, like Aldous Hodge is the black guy in that. He plays a hacker in that. He's the guy who plays shit, I don't actually know who he plays because I didn't make it far enough in the movie. But he leads the Justice Society in this movie, and I could totally see them killing him off for like, you know, whatever. But I'd be real mad because I'm a big Aldous Hodge fan. But other yeah.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, they kill him, but like. He doesn't.
Spoiler review, by the way.
Yeah, this is a spoiler review, by the way, guys. If anybody wants to watch Black Adam, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is spoilers.
Well, spoilers for me mostly.
It's spoilers for you.
Yeah, but this is your other punishment for not watching
exactly.
it.
So no, okay. They don't. He doesn't die. I'll say that. But they lead you on to believe that he is going to die. And then they give you the old switcheroo.
Ooh, I like a good switcheroo.
It's actually, you know what? This movie, I just want to say this, is way more clever than I give it credit for in some ways, but at the same time is also really fucking stupid. And I don't know how to, it's like, it's so stupid, but it's also has moments where it's like, that's actually pretty good. And it's such a weird mixture of like a dumb superhero movie, but like also has like charisma in certain parts where I'm like, all right, I kind of liked that. That was pretty cool. And so it's sort of like, it's almost like it's two movies. I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels like it's two movies. The first half of it is like something else. It's a whole lot of like just raw action and setup, and then the last half is just straight.
It's so many tropes.
And then the last half is way more serious. It's actually like, it feels, I don't know. What do you think, Quinn? How did you feel about the movie? I gotta really think about that last half here.
So I felt like this movie was written by like a 10-year-old.
Dude, holy fucking,
that kid would be like, how freaking cool would it be if like he shot lightning and like just killed a bunch of people.
That scene was sick,
spouting some one-liners.
That was pretty dope.
I mean, he tried to.
Yeah, it definitely like checked all the fucking cliche boxes, but did it in the funnest possible way. Because normally you don't get a hero where their debut is like, well, no, but like normally you don't get a character where their debut is like murdering a bunch of people. Like normally they murk people, but like that first scene where like he just electrocutes that dude down to a fucking skeleton and then just crushes his fucking spine. That was some Mortal Kombat shit. That was so fucking dope. You don't get that a lot.
There is some fatalities. Also, there's like a weird like inconsistency where he shows up with a beard, but then he apparently just blows up and then just wipes his own beard out along with his own cape. I don't know if anybody actually picked up on that, but yeah.
This movie was a bad movie to be in if you were like a nameless extra, because you're just dead. He slaughtered jobbers.
He did.
For days.
He wrecked jobbers.
Yeah.
I appreciate it because I don't think that happens a lot in hero movies. To be honest, they get wrecked, but they don't get like dead wrecked.
This movie was like the opposite of Shazam.
I mean, very literally.
Kind of what they were going for.
The Shaz opposite.
Yeah, because like Shazam was so like lighthearted, and then we have Black Adam, which is just like darkness, death, stoic rock. Like,
Can I say one thing? The one thing I did notice when they're doing the exposition, which again, it was very early on in the movie. Yeah, exactly. Very early on in the movie, because like again, I didn't make it that far. Was that holy shit? Not only do you have a MacGuffin, but you also have an unobtainium in the same fucking movie, and it's like it's almost as bad as fucking Avatar, where they combine it's actually named like Eternium. The unobtainium is named Eternium, and like fucking there's like the crown of
thing though.
The crown of Sabbat. Well, no, unobtainium's a real trope. Like they actually call it unobtainium in Avatar, don't they? Like they straight up don't even change that from the script description. But yeah, it's like literally
that's like an actual thing, unobtainium.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like the literary device of having an unobtainium.
I think they were just kind of like relating it to our unobtainium.
Thank you for the likes, guys. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I mean it's like every single plot trope to like MacGuffin the plot along was written into this, but I still enjoyed it. So whatever.
This was written by a child.
You enjoyed that 10 minutes, man. I'm glad. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, it was really you blasted through.
I made it at least like half an hour into this movie. At least it felt like half an hour.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like falling asleep in the beginning of this movie. I was so bored. It's like all this action is happening, but there's no reason for this action. Like there's no
stakes.
You don't really know what's going on, right? It's just people are dying left and right, and then you get like your random betrayal and betrayal, the whole wow, didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see the bad guy coming.
Evil. Oh man.
Oh, yeah. You mean the what? There's one untrustworthy guy on the crew that you go to do the mission with that ends up working for the other organization. Yeah, that's
wow.
A trope since Dawn Immemorial.
Yeah, I don't know.
It has.
Yeah.
It definitely has a lot of cliches in it, but I think
so many.
The first half is literally just pure action.
It's action and setup. It's action and setup.
I wouldn't even say it's like setup.
There's not really setup. They get rid of a bunch of shit. Like the only thing they actually set up is the crown's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the crown's a thing is literally it, and then it's just kind of like chasing the crown for a while, and like the politics of the people being oppressed, and like how the justice nation, whatever, the justice people, what are they?
Society.
That's it. They don't really care about the people of
JV Justice League, literally.
They're supposed to be the proto Justice League, I think.
No, so in the comics, I think didn't they come before the Justice League?
Yeah,
like, certainly chronologically.
It's like what Wildcat came from, right? He was like part of the.
Yeah, but we have the Justice Society is in this movie after the Justice League.
Exactly, and they're more like a JV government sanctioned team, so it's definitely a different feel.
So then that tracks with them working for Amanda Wallace.
Waller. Yep.
Waller.
Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
The Wall.
Yeah, so I mean, literally, it's just like a whole lot of action, a whole lot of setup, and then it's not until I want to say like Black Adam gives up his powers, was it, that they sort of actually decide to
like the third act?
Yeah, it's like they decide to actually give you a story of what's going on, and but a lot of the beginning is just kind of a lot of, I don't want to say it's just kind of nonsense, and just like very little setup that I feel like could have been rolled into the first act, and then they could have just had, it could have been a lot shorter. The action was it was decent. What's up, Synthwave? How you doing, man? It was cool. It was a whole lot of like, oh, what if, a Superman, killed a bunch of people? Everybody loves the cliche of evil Superman. Can't get enough of it. I'm sick and tired of fucking seeing.
Justice.
Bro, hence Injustice, hence like, was it like Deep Burn or Dark Burn, whatever that movie was? The movie,
even Invincible, technically.
Oh,
Brightburn.
Invincible is immaculately well written, so you don't even care.
Ironically sold as a horror movie, but it's really just Yeah, it's a weird movie because it's a superhero movie, but it's a movie about like, what if Superman came to Earth but he was evil? What if Goku didn't bump his head?
Anybody still there?
Your mic just went out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Stop
I'm
talking.
Back.
Your mic just went out.
We believe in you, Matt.
All right, so I mean, I guess I'll just hop in here. Still not working, Matt.
Use smoke signals.
I see your mouth moving, dude.
Practicing his ventriloquist act. But yeah, like
Black Adam as a movie is all over the place.
It seemed all over the place. It did really seem all over the place. It seemed like there was like a lot of it was like just, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the early plot was just like set up to have this cool action scene. Like it felt like they were writing for the sake of having cool action scenes rather than like just being a part of the movie.
There wasn't really a plot though. Yeah. In what you watched, August, there wasn't really a
plot. Wasn't a plot yet.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just like cool action scene. There's this crown. This crown might do something. It might not do something. Betrayal, and then
you don't even find
we
again.
just followed the goddamn child for so
Bro,
long.
the kid in this movie is the worst
Ah.
part of the entire movie. He's such a bad actor. And I don't know. It just he just like shows up, tries to be like the kid from actual Shazam, and
Billy Batson.
Billy Batson's friend, the one in the Shazam movie. He's like telling about using the catchphrase and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it wasn't until the third act that I actually started to enjoy the movie. But yeah, it was a whole lot of like kind of just action and stuff, and I think it's you don't even find out what the crown does till the third act. You don't even find out who Black Adam is until the third act. You don't even figure out like
I thought they explained who he is in the first act.
They
like the slave
sort of
like
got powers.
They give you a vague. They give you the vague like backstory, and then they give you the reveal and the rest of the backstory later on.
Yeah.
Which is I found to be a good twist. I don't know.
Okay. Well, for me, it wasn't a twist because I've read like the Black Adam origin comic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you knew what happened?
They changed quite a bit, but they left some like core things in there. Like he was a slave. However, he killed his nephew to gain the powers of Black Adam. Yeah.
So what I don't understand is, since his son in the movie gave him the powers of Black Adam, and he at one point relinquishes his power, how is he still have how does he have the ability to call it back?
You don't really relinquish it, right? It's just a transformation. Like Shazam can say Shazam to turn into Shazam,
right?
Or then say Shazam,
but he was chosen
back to just normal ass Billy Batson. Yes, but the mantle was passed on from his son to him. They literally like made like a contract there in the before times, you know.
So they made
the Council of Wizards locked him away because they're like, hey, you're not actually like the chosen champion. You may have the powers, but you don't have like the moral compass or whatever,
right?
You know,
like he's not supposed to be killing people. And
I mean, isn't that what they say in the? Isn't that what they say kind of in the opening credits? Is that like essentially some quote about like humans were given magic, but they always go too far, so we had to take it away. Or they're easily corrupted.
I don't remember that.
Well, I think it didn't say that exactly. It more said that like humans were given magic, but they're too easily corrupted, and then it just kind of leaves it open ended. But like you can kind of infer by the fact that they've sealed dude away that the wizards the wizards were kind of like, dude's doing too much. We got to shut it all down. But then again, I haven't watched more than 30 minutes of the movie, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, it like I didn't actually really start enjoying the movie until the third act, which is, I feel like for a lot of people that's sort of a tall ask, and so I can see why a lot of people wouldn't like this movie, but I can also see why people would, because it's fun. It's a good time. You turn your mind off, just kind of like enjoy it. A lot of cool stuff happens. Some of the side characters are kind of neat, but they don't really do a whole lot. I mean, they do some stuff, but I wouldn't say like teamwork is like a moral, like a thing that Black Adam really learns, because he ultimately doesn't really give a fuck about anybody in the Justice Society. He only just kind of happens to help them through whatever. It's actually more or less Hawkman that kind of has more like.
Oh, we didn't really explain the Justice Society, did we?
Yeah, so do you want to explain the Justice Society, I guess?
Sure, why not? So basically, in this movie, the Justice Society is a group of like hand-picked heroes that Amanda Waller is basically commissioning to deal with this Black Adam, Teth Adam incident.
Mhm.
And it consists of Hawkman, Atom Smasher, Atom Smasher's grandson, I think it is, Cyclone, and Dr. Fate.
Yeah. Who is a lot weaker than I expected, by the way.
I mean, yeah,
I feel like
they
he powered
definitely
him
nerfed
down.
him.
Yeah.
They nerfed him for this, but there's also like, I don't know, because technically Dr. Fate can just like scale practically infinitely with magic, right? He can literally like absorb other people's magic and use it as his own. So Black Adam would have just acted like a freaking battery for him.
Conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. The Justice Society are just glorified side characters in this.
They're
They
actually
have
like,
like
yeah.
they have like little character interactions are like, oh, Atom Smasher is kind of like, flirting with Cyclone. Oh, isn't that cute? Kind of stuff. And it's all kind of pointless.
Uh, they're well.
Instead of developing the characters or like giving us like who
Mhm.
these characters really are, we just kind of get these like little snippets of like character interactions. The only character that gets like more development, I guess, would be Hawkman, who kind of like sees the error of his initial thinking of no, we just have to like eliminate every threat. Whereas Dr. Fate's like, no, 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 no. Like you gotta explore from like multiple angles, right? Like maybe he could be like on our side.
Well, I mean, I think a big part of Dr. Fate's character as well, and the reason why I think he is that way is because
Yeah.
he sees the infinite possibilities of
Yeah.
he literally is Doctor Strange in this movie, where he can literally he looks through all of the different possibilities of time and like dimensions and stuff, and
Yeah.
so he can see like people's fates, of course, and
Mhm.
so that's why he's sort of a little more understanding and lenient towards Black Adam than the rest of the crew. Hawkman, on the other hand, is like ridiculously stupid for like a good portion of the movie. Where he's just sort of like clearly outmatched by Black Adam, but still has a
Stubborn.
ginormous ego and has to just prove himself throughout the entire thing, even though he clearly can't beat him. Like, gets his ass handed to him like 3 times before I want to say 3 or 4 times before he's just like, you know, I'm gonna use my intelligence now and not try to compete against Black Adam. And it's just sort of it's weird. But he has his I think it's sort of one of those things where he sort of gets his ass handed to him to where in the climax when he sort of is able to flip the tables on somebody, you're like, oh, he's actually he's a competent person. I don't know. I feel like that's what they were kind of going for. Um,
Mhm.
but he does have his moment to shine, but most of the time he's just used as like, I'm the leader of the, even though realistically, let's face it, Dr. Fate is the leader of the
His moment to shine actually made no sense in like the continuity of Dr. Fate's powers either.
Oh, you'd be saying like the helmet doesn't necessarily,
Yeah.
because the helmet only gives you premonitions, right? It doesn't.
No, no, no. So the helmet houses the Lord of Order, Naboo.
Mhm.
And whoever dons the helmet becomes Naboo's vessel. Naboo's vessel.
So
And so
so it's like
traditionally you can't even take the helmet off unless he lets you.
right.
You are just Dr. Fate once you put the helmet on. You can like make deals with him.
Yes.
Like in one thing, um Zatanna's father
So it's like Moon Knight
ends up becoming Dr. Fate,
in a
right?
way.
But Zatanna makes a deal with Naboo for like 1 hour every year. I get to see my dad, and you get this, right? But in this movie, you can just freely take the helmet off, put it on, use its powers. He can just do whatever he wants. Even Hawkman can use the helmet's powers without wearing it.
That's weird.
It's super weird. And the helmet redesign was weird too. I don't know. It was like
Also, isn't like Hawkman supposed to be from a hawk people that like?
Yes, correct. He's
he's like, but in this, he's actually just a regular human dude who just has like, like robot wings.
He's just a dude. Yeah.
I don't know what they were going for with that. It was kind of strange.
They're just fucking with a bunch of shit. I don't know.
Yo, August.
They just kind of threw a bunch of shit out. Saw what stuck.
How you holding up over there, buddy?
Oh man, it's rough. This is gonna be another of those podcasts where I need to like crack a monster, bro.
Yeah. Hey man, do what you got to do. We're in this. But yeah, no,
moving.
So obviously they have. So one thing that they do in the story is, of course, you have they have a couple of reveals, right? Kind of working towards the end. One of the reveals is that they think Black Adam is supposed to be the savior when it's not. It was originally his son, and the power was passed to Black Adam, which is why Black Adam is not this person that everyone perceives him to be, and that the story that everyone thinks that they know is incorrect, like historically.
Yeah.
The other reveal is that throughout the story they build up this point where Dr. Fate sees the premonition of Hawkman dying, possibly, like August's prediction. Where in the story, near the end, Dr. Fate sees like a separate, he gives him the Tony Stark one finger thing, where essentially he's like, yo, in this one timeline, this is how you survive. And that's by him, instead of him sacrificing himself to the bad guy, who gains basically the power of hell from this crown that kind
makes pacts with like, okay, so like Shazam, right?
Yes.
And Black Adam
is like the inverse,
powered by like different gods,
mm-hmm.
right? Well, the crown wielder is empowered by demons.
Yes.
So like he makes like a pact with like greater demons in hell to gain their power. It's dumb.
Yeah.
And the CGI is questionable.
Yes. And so basically through that, the guy who was everybody predicted was the bad guy from the beginning, is a part of this long lineage of people who had this same pact with these gods, these demons.
Yeah.
And gains this power to, I don't know, destroy the world, brings an army of hell.
But really he's just a minor inconvenience to Black Adam, who slaughters him.
And even with that, even like taking Black Adam out of the scenario, just regular everyday people can beat these demons' asses. Like some housewife with like a chair, could just they were just wrecking the demons. So
a child unites like all of the people somehow.
Yeah, by doing
from
this.
The mouths of babes, right? Like, he throws up the
diamond cutter,
the dynasty sign.
He
throws up the rock.
Throws up the Illuminati.
I actually hated that part of the movie. He just like runs into a market.
That was so stupid. That was so stupid. Like the kid. Like, okay, fine, we get it. You wanted a kid to start the revolution, but that was the dumbest thing. Like it was.
No, it happens twice. It happens
Yeah.
twice, sir. You
Oh,
you
God.
saw it in the beginning. It happens
God.
at the end also.
Oh no.
Um,
Yeah, that was a cringe ass scene. As much as I get what they were going for, I think that was so cringe.
not only that, but people.
Dad was like, "Try not to die," and the kid was like, "No thanks, I'm gonna risk it all just to look cool."
Not to mention, like the kid runs up and does the woo bird, right? And so when he does the woo bird, everybody just like automatically knows what he's trying to do without him kind of saying anything, and then he just like unites these group of people. And so they just, you know, and then they have like a melee against these people that they were already fighting anyway. But now they're fighting in unison because they have a hand symbol that brought them together. And and so yeah, so anyway, so here's the climax. These you know, these regular people are fighting these demons from hell. Dr. Fate is fighting the demon. The demon kills Dr. Fate. It basically, in this premonition, Dr. Fate seals off the entrance to you know, stop Dr. Fate from, you know, committing ritual Sudoku. So they all run in to, you know, help him, but he's already dead. So that's when everybody begins the battle. Black Adam has been sealed away by Amanda Waller deep underneath the water, so deep, like hundreds of feet below the sea, that no man could ever survive, possibly. And yet, Dr. Fate is using this projection of himself to sort of wake Black Adam up. He does, then he fights a bunch of guards as just a normal man. None of them have guns for some reason. And then Black Adam, you know, swims.
We can just run through them like, you know, a hot knife through butter, dude.
Yes. And Black Adam literally, like, he doesn't even swim. He just floats to the surface.
Sorta?
Well, he kind of does swim for a little while, but he basically drowns.
There was like he like tries to swim, and then he like comes back and he has like renewed vigor and he like rips the thing out of his mouth and he's like, "Ah, Shazam!" You know, and
yeah,
and then he just flies out, right? So the Dr. Fate stuff was fine. But he was really multitasking on that fight. Like, he's fighting this demon. He's talking to Black Adam. He's like, yo, dude, you gotta, like, you know, only you can stop this guy. I'm gonna die here, you know?
Nobody else.
Things are going to shit. The world's gonna end unless you save everyone. And it's... instead of ending on, like, a bang, it kind of ends on a whimper.
Well,
because Black Adam just flies back in, beats the shit out of
Demon Man,
Mr. Crown, and that's like it. That's it, and they never even call him Black Adam.
They do, and
he's
they do
Adam the entire thing.
They do though,
and then what do you mean?
Because you missed it.
It cuts to
they say what do you want to be called, and it's like boom, Black Adam.
Yeah, exactly. They never say it.
Right. That's the point. You've never seen another cheese ass movie do that?
I have. I just hate it. That's why I'm calling
fair.
It out right here.
Yeah, that's fair, man.
I'm calling it out right now.
That is the most early.
It's the lazy fucking 2000 superhero writing.
Yes.
That makes me want to just punch a wall.
Shockingly, this was written in the 2000s.
And this movie has like, yeah, right, by a 10-year-old. But like, I don't know. This movie has like death fake outs, like a character that I feel you could have killed off and nothing would have.
The uncle? Was it the uncle?
Yeah, it was the uncle.
Oh,
death fake out for the uncle.
Were they that whole scene was pointless with him and Dr. Fate, where he's like, "Yo, correct. I'm in pain. When's it you don't die here."
Yeah, that was just filler.
Was the point to show that Dr. Fate can see the future? Is that the point? I'm assuming that's the point of the scene, because he just sort of.
But we had a scene earlier when they were on the jet, and he was just like holding the helmet, and you can see like all these things flashing by, and I'm like, oh, that's like events.
Yeah, and then so he gets
If
shot.
you're using, your context clues in your brain a little bit, you can already discern, oh, he can see things,
Yeah. And then he just puts the uncle to sleep. Which is
Not
just
in a fun way though. Just because the fun way would have been actually to kill the character, which would have gave more like motivation to the kid and more
also
motivation to the mom, and it
yeah.
would have made the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
villain more like intimidating for sure.
Yeah.
Instead, we have just like this fake, oh no, it's fine, I'm fine, and then he like goes off to fight the demons. No, it's fine, I can fight these demons.
I'm an
Dr. Fate says I
electrician.
don't die here. There's no electricity.
Not to make a parallel point, but like the movie review we didn't do, because me and Matt had been trying to review Black Panther. I feel like some movies, like, they have a good idea and they just don't know how to articulate it over the course of the movie. Like it like you can see what the idea seed was, you can see that it could have had something to say, but they don't actually like explain it in a good enough way for the audience to be like, oh, that's what they meant. You know what I mean? And yeah, that was kind of the vibe I was getting.
Yeah, but
did you see seeds of like a good idea in there that it just didn't like explain?
no,
well, you know what I
no,
mean?
it just didn't matter. It could have honestly been part of the deleted scenes, and it would have been fine.
Yeah,
They had a bunch of pointless scenes. This movie could have been substantially cut down, probably to like an hour and 30 minutes, if I'm being brutally honest.
It's like
It has so many plot holes.
it has so many. It
so
has
much nonsensical shit.
If it just cut down on some of the action, it was obsessed with giving you the your 14-year-olds a hard on in terms of an action scene.
We didn't
Obsessed.
need 25 minutes.
It was a lot.
Black Adam flying after these like bikes and like individually ripping off like these shells to try to find the child. We didn't need like 25 minutes of that. It just
yeah,
it was unnecessary.
It was a lot. I don't really know. Like I get he was trying to save the child, but I mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
make it faster.
Like they were obsessed in this movie with proving how strong Black Adam is, and
how smart the child is, since he outsmarted the entire enemy organization.
Which is twice. Weird because that child is fucking stupid. Anytime he talked, he was a dummy. Or he seemed like he was stupid. I don't know.
The thing is it all could have like ended like instantly, right? Because so the villain like chases the child to his room, and the child uses like his secret like little escape hatch. Why didn't he just like throw a grenade down there? Boom! End of the movie right there, baby.
Because
got the crown.
Well, I guess the unobtainium might have survived it, but
that thing survived explosions. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. But anyway, so Black Adam basically.
Eternium.
Black Adam basically
more
just
like Bland Adam
shows up at the end, does a fatality towards the demon. The day is saved. Amanda Waller.
I forgot he struggles for like 30 seconds.
Struggles for an entire
really,
30 seconds.
Give the impact of the battle. It's a legendary fight.
Basically, Hawkman does the multiplication from Dragon Ball Z. They tackle the dude.
Shadow clone jutsu.
Yeah, they shadow clone jutsu. Black Adam literally grabs the dude's horns, tears him in half. It's actually kind of cool. I kind of thought it looked cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
It looks cool. It looks great. It looks like it could easily be part of a Mortal Kombat. So then, Amanda Waller's talking to him. It's like, hey, Black Adam, blah, 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 whatever. And then, they're trying to make a deal because they don't want Black Adam to leave. His home, I don't remember the name of it, but
Kahndaq? The name of the nation?
Yeah, the name of the nation.
Kahndaq, yeah.
Kahndaq, yeah.
Kahndaq, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, she's like, if you leave, we'll stick some strong people after you. And then, he's like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm not a slave. And then, he ends the phone call with her, and then Superman shows up, and it's Henry Cavill. And
It
it's
is.
Superman.
It's Henry Cavill.
It's Henry Cavill returning as Superman.
The Superman.
Which, I'm happy with. I think I know a lot of people don't like. I just like Henry Cavill. I think he's a great actor.
I like Henry Cavill. I loved him in Witcher. I feel like he was wasted in Man of Steel.
Yeah, I kind of blame. I don't blame him as Superman as the problem.
I don't blame him.
I think the movie has some problems, but I don't think Man of Steel is a terrible movie. I really don't.
I think with like every Superman outing we've had recently, that it basically just falls on the writers. Like Henry Cavill's doing his best. He's trying to work with what he has, and sometimes that's just not enough.
I mean, I feel like he deserved a better run as Superman. I don't.
Well, he's getting a second run. So.
Yeah, he's getting a second run. I think he's gonna, hopefully they can fully use him as like being a little bit more emotional. I don't know how else to explain it. Like he seemed like he was very one note in Superman, like very depressed, very just, like, I'm depressed, I'm Superman. Oh, this burden. That was literally Man of Steel.
No, don't save me.
People
can't know.
Let me get hit by this hurricane.
I could just like run away from this hurricane, but I'm gonna stand here.
Bro,
I have to die so you learn a lesson.
That's so ridiculous that he just lets a hurricane, like, well, I gotta listen to my dad, he's my dad. Might as well just, die by this hurricane. But anyway.
Man of Steel
only
is
for him to show everyone who he is anyway.
Yeah, no, Man of Steel is such a dumbly written movie. Because, like, literally, Clark's parent, like, what is the dad trying to teach him there? He's just like, no, it's not worth putting your life on the line.
To hide who you really are, people won't accept you.
No, but like
you're literally indestructible.
He even implies earlier that it was like, yeah, you didn't really need to save those kids on the school bus. I mean, your identity was more important, I guess. It was so stupid. I mean, Man of Steel makes no sense.
Man of Steel. Okay, so like there's like two standout stupid scenes for me, right? There's the hurricane.
Yes.
And then there's the like museum where like the tourists or whatever are like, oh no, and like the laser eyes are like slowly.
Oh, near the end.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh no!
The family. Yeah,
yeah, we're in danger.
Oh like, god! Oh no! Oh man! Oh god!
You could just move. He's really taking his time.
I mean, I don't know if that. I mean, look, I don't know if you've ever been lasered before, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty terrifying. I mean,
it was so slow. It was like, okay, I equate it to like, like the James Bond shit that people always make fun of, where like there's like a laser coming up slowly to like cut him in half, right? It was like that speed, maybe slower. They could have just walked at a brisk pace. They could have just walked away. Superman would have saved them anyway.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot Superman could have just done to not have to snap that dude's neck too. Like, he could have pushed him out of the way. He could have, he could have done a lot of stuff. Instead, he decided to morally compromise himself by killing him. Which I think, was the point of Khan, right? Or near before
Zod.
Zod, yeah. The mixing Star Trek up.
I thought that would be an excellent chance to introduce like the Phantom Zone. He could have just locked Zod in the Phantom Zone like he does in the comics, like he did in the old movies. Like all of the shit happens. Like why wouldn't you just use the Phantom Zone? Why would you like compromise Superman's
I don't know
Boy Scoutism?
In the movie, kind of camp, so in the original movie, the Phantom Zone's camp. Anyway, Black Adam. So I don't know, man. What did you think of this movie, dude? What are you gonna give it? Yeah.
Okay, so this movie is essentially two movies.
Yes.
And I didn't like either movie. I think as a whole, they really clash tonally with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just like rampant murder, and then they're cracking jokes, and then they're cracking jokes, and then there's no more murder, and then it gets serious again, and then it gets funny again. I I don't know. The movie was all over the place. It gave me like whiplash. I was like, wow, what's going on? What kind of movie is this? I don't understand. So
Yes.
I am going to give it like a 5 out of 10.
Oof.
I think it is barely an average movie. I don't think it really had any redeeming qualities. I still enjoyed The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
People said his performance was shit. Meanwhile, I was like, I mean, I feel like a person that was, kind of like socially inept slash, like a slave or whatever would have kind of like this
Social
tough, like,
ineptitude.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that was actually conveyed, maybe unintentionally, maybe that was bad acting, but it actually worked for the
August.
character. The child was horrendous.
Yes.
The mother was hot but annoying.
Hot but annoying.
Word.
Definitely.
Yes, she made so many horrible choices.
She's kind of a bitch.
So many
yeah.
horrible choices. The uncle was insufferable. He was like the target comic relief, and he just didn't really work.
He wasn't funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Chris Pratt
villain,
of the movie, but worse.
Yeah, the villain was never actually a huge threat. To call him a villain is, I don't know, kind of like an embellishment. he didn't do a whole lot for most of the movie other than die and come back.
Oh, did you see the? Oh, speaking of which, did you see the cameo? Remember the cameo?
The post-credit scene?
No. There's another cameo that you probably missed if you didn't. Do you remember Peacemaker?
Yeah. What about it?
There's a cameo from a Peacemaker character.
There was?
Yep.
Oh.
Do you remember the?
Besides Amanda Waller?
Yes. Do you remember when they're dropping Black Adam off and there's this blonde woman that like meets like either Atom Smasher
okay,
or
yeah, okay.
That's the girl. She's from Peacemaker. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's Peacemaker's love interest. I mean, look, hey,
fair enough.
We all need our
that's how we know it's all connected.
That's how we know it's all connected, man.
The truth is out there.
But yeah, no, I'm at like a 5 out of 10.
August, what'd you think of this movie, man? Sorry.
It was average.
Sorry.
Yeah, so what did I think of this?
Just barely average.
I watched, dude.
What'd you think of 30 minutes?
Yeah, like, bro, The Rock murdered like 100 people. 10 out of 10, baby. 10 out of 10. Highest, best movie of the game of the year. No, it was I enjoyed what I watched. As I said, I didn't watch enough for the movie to start getting stupid and weighed down by dumb plot issues. I was still riding the high of it all being fun exposition. So yeah, no, I would have given this movie like a 7 to start. And then the subtractions start coming. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to the subtraction step. Like
August,
people that
you don't have to answer this seriously.
Yeah.
You're like giving it your best. I appreciate you giving it your all. Just give it like 1,000.5, and I'll be like, all right, I appreciate you, August. Thank you.
Yeah, like one American screaming eagle out of 10. No, it was, dude. As I said, I like to start. I enjoyed what was happening. So I'm still gonna give this like a 7, and then like
all right, a 7.
Okay, I'll take it.
What do you think about the movie,
bro? I think it was, believe it or not, I had fun with the movie. I had a good time. I think it's a stupid ass movie. I think it's really dumb. I think I enjoyed some of the reveals though. I got into it a little bit like near the end there, but I was waiting for shit to happen. Well, no, if you're not paying attention, if you're ADD brained, it's gonna be hard to keep your mind on what is happening for the first part of the movie. I think the movie, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. It's such a DC movie in that regard, where all the DC movies are like, they're not bad. They're not really that bad. Like, if you watch them, I've seen bad movies. Those aren't bad movies.
No, they're just have big issues.
They're just not great. They're just not. They're just not great movies. They're not bad movies. They're not great movies.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people that like,
some could be considered bad.
I think
Marvel has perfected the enjoyability formula. DC is not.
I think the Marvel used to. I think they definitely did in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say the movies are still more fun, but I don't know if like fun is the be all end all.
I'd say Wonder Woman 1984 is objectively a bad movie.
I would 100% agree with. I would say that is the worst.
I would give that movie like a 3 out of 10.
That's weird because I want to like the plot, but that movie puts me to sleep.
Bro, that movie.
I want to like the plot of that movie, but it's so fucking slow.
That movie is so incredibly stupid that yes, I cannot give it any credit. But yeah, bro, I hate giving movies this. I hate giving. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 6. I want to give it a 7 because I give everything a 7. I give everything a 7, man. I feel like it's not bad. It's middle of the road. I'm gonna give it my patent at 7.
Oh wow, there he is.
It's you can take my criticism seriously, and just know that I'm gonna give it a 7. And it's funny because, it's not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. It's fine. Some people love it.
5. I gave She-Hulk a 7.
Yeah.
I gave this movie a 5.
Yeah, that movie's fun though.
That puts things into perspective.
Does it?
Yeah.
In what regard?
Not great.
Oh, in Black Adam being poor. Yeah, I would just just turn your fucking mind off.
Watch She-Hulk.
Go get drunk. Turn your mind off.
She-Hulk is great. What are you talking
about? Go watch Black Adam.
So drink before watching this movie.
Or just go watch Shazam. Shazam's just a much better movie.
Shazam is fun.
With a consistent tone.
Shazam's fun. I don't. Also, can we just talk about the elephant in the room? Like, Black Adam is gonna get wrecked by Superman. He just is. Look, I know. Look, just give me a second. I know Superman's weakness is magic, so I know that's the only reason Black Adam's gonna give Superman a run for his money. Okay.
Yeah.
But other than that, on a strength factor, like, I think
he's still Superman. It's Superman's built to win.
Superman gonna punch harder. That's what
Superman is literally designed to win.
Yes.
Like, we can take it into like the animated universe or like the comics where Black Adam literally can trade blows with Superman.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll really take it that way in the cinematic universe, because they significantly nerfed Black Adam in the cinematic universe and Superman in the cinematic universe.
I just think that, like, unfortunately, they haven't had much time to develop Superman's powers or even Black Adam's powers. I mean, they gotta start them at least a little nerfed and then kind of grow them as. But like,
Black Adam's powers were inconsistent in this movie too. Sometimes he was insanely fast, and other times he struggled to catch up with like the bikes.
Yeah, but those bikes also were like zero shifting as well at times. They would
like phase through him, right?
They would phase through him, so it showed that they were faster somehow. How? I don't know. Also, when did this movie take place? Because they had like a van from the 60s or 70s, and then they had like futuristic tech And then also the military technology was just like, regular military vehicles and stuff. See, it's just like...
Takes place after Justice League.
It takes place in the future past. My favorite time. The future
X-Men
past.
Days Future Past.
Yeah, exactly. It's the future. I think that is my new favorite time in any movie. A lot of movies, have you ever noticed that? A lot of movies do that, where they do like the future past, where they have like things from the
steampunk.
No, it's not steampunk. It's not steampunk, because steampunk would mean that there's Choo Choo and everybody's steamboat Mickey, but they have like goggles on their head. Look, shut up. I know that's not it, but that's what I'm gonna say. Okay. But yeah, like the future past, like movies love to do that shit. They love to do the future past, and I hate it every time because I'm always watching it. I'm like, when the fuck where is the, when is this? When is this? Why are they driving a van from the 70s? Why is there a bike that can fly in zero shift? I don't get it.
I think that van was to like illustrate like how poor the place is, right?
Well, yeah, maybe it's like something like Cuba, where it's like you can go to Cuba and find like cars from the 60s still working.
Yeah. I think
it's like
a similar vibe that they went for.
Kahndaq's apparently an island near the Middle East. I don't know. Cut off from the rest of society. Even though like she's like, I feel like the woman, the mom is blaming the Justice League or superheroes for not caring about Kahndaq, but the fact that the Justice Society is just there because Amanda Waller from the military is like, why is she blaming the I feel like she's blaming the US military for not coming and saving her country, where again, it's like people have an issue with the US military for being the world police, but that's like a political thing. I don't know. It just seemed like a very kind of strange
disjointed, weird characters, man. I don't know them.